Hi friends, thanks so much for being here. This is part 2 of my first ever trip to Universal Orlando. So part 1 was all about the Wizarding World, but of course there's more to Universal. There's so much to see, to do, and I want to share a little bit of my experience with you guys. I live in the Netherlands, which is a tiny country in Europe, and I had never been to the US, so it was my first time, and then also my first trip ever to Universal Orlando. It was a blast. I had so much fun. I wish I could go back, but not soon, because it is crazy expensive to go from Europe to the US, and then the parks are also just very expensive because we went to Universal for 5 days and then 6 days to Disney. A couple of things I wanted to share with you guys about my trip is the Jurassic World part and then also the Christmas stuff, because there was like an entire Christmas shop with a lot of Christmas merchandise, and I thought it would be super cozy to show you guys that in the month of December. And then I got some more footage of our crazy adventures at City Boardwalk. But let's first start with me telling you something about the resort that we stayed at. Maybe this can kind of help you decide where you want to stay. So we stayed at Loews Sapphire Falls Resort. I thought the lobby looked amazing. I love the high ceilings. Of course, there's a big shop. There was also a Starbucks that was called the Dutch Trader Company, which I thought was pretty funny because I am Dutch. That's what we call people from the Netherlands. And they actually had stroopwafels, which was something I gifted Ali and Tabby because that's like typical Dutch. And a lot of people from the US don't know it, but it's really, really good. They have multiple restaurants and bars, and one of them is the Strongwater Tavern, where we ate dinner one night. I think it was the night of the tropical storm, probably. The food was really good, and the drinks were very, very nice. And then while we were having dinner there, they were actually putting up the Christmas tree. So when we got back from dinner, we took some pictures in front of it and did a little bit of exploring. So we found these big conference halls where they put up like activities for the kids because the parks were closed the next day. There was also like a big swimming pool area, but because it was kind of windy and it rained a couple of times, they closed it for the majority of the days that we were there. So I was a little bit sad about that because those pools looked amazing. And we stayed in a 6-person suite, and that was just the best. We had this big living room area where we could just sit down and play some games, which we did. We played Harry Potter trivia one night. There was also a dining area, but I mean, we just went out to dinner every night, so we didn't really use that. We could even cook. There was like a little kitchenette, and then there were 2 separate bedrooms. So me and my partner were in the one bedroom, and we had our own bathroom. And then Ali, Chris, and Tabby were in the other room because there were 2 beds. I just wanted to mention that because it might come off weird if I say that they were in one bedroom, but they had 2 separate beds. And then there was also a bathroom for them, and even like an entrance hall with another separate bathroom with a toilet. It was just a fantastic room to spend like these 5 days. One of the parts that I was really, really excited to visit at Universal is Jurassic Park. I even watched Jurassic World Dominion on the plane to Universal, so I was like hyped for that, and it did not disappoint. I rode the Velocicoaster twice. It's amazing. If you like roller coasters, this is like probably the best roller coaster I ever went on. And we used the single rider line, which is really fast, but then you kind of miss the immersive experience. Just trust me when I say you don't want to miss like the standard line, because there's a story part that you really want to see and just some other like really fun things. And we also got to visit the Jurassic Center. Let's go. So here you can see the Jurassic Park Discovery Center entrance and some Christmas trees and a lot of people while I was walking in. So I put my camera down and now you can't see a lot. Oh, there we go again. So I love kind of the dome here that you see. And then we have this cool skeleton. I just really like this. When I was young, I really liked dinosaurs. I had a little bit of an obsession with dinosaurs. Of course, there's a shop. Then when you go downstairs, you get to the more interactive experiences. So there's a part where you can scan your DNA with a dinosaur. So here you can see some of the merch. I really like the DNA merch and the fanny packs that they have. And then there's the nursery. I really like this part. There were two actors and they were kind of talking about an egg that was hatching. They probably do this like 20 times a day, but it was fun to see. And then the egg actually hatched. So there was this little dinosaur animatronic that was moving. It was so cute. And then also a really cool thing that I think you should do at the Jurassic Park area is meet Blue. I loved this experience. It just felt so real, and even though you know it's an animatronic, it's just so immersive because they also do this like little part where they introduce you to her and then a cast member takes your pictures, and a lot of people skip that or don't see that, but you should really do it. We also did the river cruise, and oh man, there's a drop in that ride that's insane. I thought it was never gonna end. So overall, just a really fun area to go. Something I also really want to show you guys is all the Christmas merchandise. So at the time we went, the Christmas shop was under construction. So it was kind of hidden between the scaffolds. And I actually went in at the perfect time because the shop was so quiet. So the perfect opportunity to film. I mean, this is how you want a Christmas shop to look. It just screams Christmas. And there was so much stuff here. And they had something for everyone. I love the little Coca-Cola bubble with the Christmas hats. They had a lot of Grinch merchandise. I actually didn't know Dr. Seuss before I got to Universal, so I know the Grinch, of course, but I didn't know it was like invented by Dr. Seuss. And I still don't know if Dr. Seuss is a female or a male, or if she's an actual doctor, or I have no idea. I just know that it's all about children's book, like the Cat in the Hat, and it has these goofy drawings and it rhymes. There were a lot of Christmas ornaments, and honestly I wanted to buy everything in this shop, but I couldn't. But you can do some great Christmas shopping here. They also had some advent calendars, a lot of unicorn merchandise, and just all the Christmas lights and the Christmas trees. And of course, every Universal shop has a Harry Potter section. So yeah, there was also Harry Potter Christmas stuff. And again, I wanted to buy it all, but I couldn't. I really like the ribbons here. So they had like these Christmas ribbons for your Christmas trees. A lot of plushies. Some Noble Collection items. Oh, these are the ribbons I'm talking about. A little honeydew section. Some more ornaments. Platform 9 3/4. I really like those stockings. We just don't have a fireplace, so again, didn't buy it, but I really like those. There were also some other like really fun parts at Universal. The rides that I really liked were E.T. That was just so wholesome. Then I also really liked Men in Black. So much attention to detail, and the fact that you kind of get zapped at the end is so cool. But then I didn't like the fact that other people could shoot your antenna. And if they did, it would spin you, and we had this other group of people that just kept shooting at us instead of like all the monsters. So we just kept on spinning and spinning and spinning. I thought it was kind of childish and just not like nice to do, to make other people kind of sick. But it was a really, really fun experience overall. And one thing that you guys should really, really do is the Born Stuntacular. That is so worth it. The videos you see on YouTube don't do it justice. You should go watch it for yourself because that is some good entertainment. And I would also say that Return of the Mummy is worth it if you are into dark rides. We were lucky enough to ride it because I heard that it closes a lot, but we got to ride it. It was amazing, and the shop afterwards is also worth it. They have a lot of horror movie merchandise, and if you have kids, definitely go to the Minions attraction. I mean, we did it as well, and it was just so much fun. It's a 3D experience, but it's not a ride, so you don't get as sick as you would when you go to Spider-Man, for example, or Transformers. I mean, I like those rides, but I found out I'm just not too big on 3D rides. But yeah, the Minions ride, also really worth it. Next to the parks, there's also City Walk, and there's a lot to see and do here. You can go out to dinner, you can go dancing, have a great night out, have some margaritas. So to get from your resort, in this case Loews Sapphire Falls Resort, to City Walk, you take the water taxi or you walk. I think walking is around 20 minutes, which is fine. But then after a long day at the parks, you would probably prefer the water taxi. It's a very efficient system and you almost never have to wait. One of the restaurants that I really didn't want to miss was Toothsome Chocolate Emporium. I was so excited for this because just how it looks, it's amazing. Also a little bit scared because chocolate in the US is not chocolate. I'm sorry to say it, guys, but it's not chocolate. It's so gross. Like the things you see on TikTok, the videos where Europeans taste American chocolate, that's totally true. It tastes like vomit. Like Chris made us try one night and we both, me and my partner, we both went like, it's okay. And then we swallowed it and we went like, oh my god, this tastes like vomit. Like this is the worst. So yeah, was a little bit hesitant about Toothsome because they use chocolate as well in their milkshakes. So I asked the waiter if it was chocolate from the US or if they used chocolate from different part of the world as well. Luckily they did. So it wasn't an issue there, but it was an issue everywhere else. And Toothsome also had a shop. So let's take a look inside. They have this steampunk theme going on. I love the hats, all the figurines that they had, the masks. I just love it. They also had a lot of candy. And there was this counter where they sold chocolates. And guys, they had chocolate covered bacon. We tried it. Isn't the best combination if you ask me, but it was pretty unique. They also had these bright colored potion bottles. I believe they had liquid candy in them. Then some more figurines. I really like this style actually. More potion bottles. And all these cool looking gears and tubes. So this is part of the chocolate that they had. A lot of cupcakes. And then afterwards, they told us save some room for dessert because you absolutely have to visit Voodoo Doughnuts. In my country, donuts isn't really a thing. I mean, we do have Dunkin' Donuts. I think you guys know that as well. Which is okay, but it isn't that big here. But donuts are big in the US, like actually very big. And they had so many choices. I mean, just look at this. I just love the ambience of this shop. It was definitely worth it to just take a look inside. They have so many different types of flavors and they put them in this pink box. And I just couldn't eat it. It was just so big. So we decided to have it for breakfast the next day because then we were going to Hagrid's and the line was pretty long. So we ate some more of the donuts. And I believe the Voodoo doll is their kind of signature donuts. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the best donuts I ever had, but it's definitely an experience. And then we also had some adult fun. So this was actually our last night, and at City Walk they have a lot of like little bars where you can go, and there's also a karaoke bar. So first we ate dinner at Big Fire, which was really good. You can actually choose your steak, and then you can choose the wood that they barbecue it with. It's insane, and you can taste it in the meat. So that was really nice. And then we went to the karaoke bar, and I have some footage of that. We took some shots, some more than others, and we stayed until the end, I believe. It was an amazing night. We had so much fun together, and some people got pretty drunk. And that was everything I wanted to share with you guys from my first trip to Universal Orlando. And if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and let's stay in touch.